102.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We've been doing these second date updates for quite a while now, and we've had people meet in all types of places. But I don't think we've ever had a couple meet at circus class before.
Oh, that is
That's
awesome.
where the girl who met the guy that she wants to call in today's second date update apparently met him at circus class. I picture just her waiting outside of a tiny little car with like 15 guys getting out of it, and he was like the fifth, and then they made eye contact, and she knew that he was the one that had her heart. Her name is Kayla. Kayla, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good. First of all, where do you sign up for circus class? I'm very interested, actually.
There are circus schools everywhere. It's like everyone's all about like fun fitness. So, you know, it's like fun fitness.
So you're doing this for fun. It's not your profession.
No. It's definitely like I can't bring myself to like run or go to the gym. So this is my
So
alternative.
you do circus class.
Rad.
Good. I'm glad you're not trying to start an office romance at the circus and date one of the other circus employees. That would be very bad. Drama in the circus is not good.
Right.
All right. What's this guy's name?
Tim.
And how'd you meet Tim?
Well, I met him really briefly in class. It's a really busy class, so it's hard to like socialize. But we were in the same group together, and I didn't exactly see what happened, but I turned and heard like everyone had gasped, and then he was on the floor. So I guess he fell off the trapeze.
Oh,
That's a big deal. I mean, what about the net? You guys have a net, right, under the trapeze?
It wasn't a super high trapeze. We had a mat under him.
So was he hurt badly?
He hit his head on the ground. He probably rumbled his brain a little bit, but he's fine. The instructor had a bunch of other students on his hands, so I just grabbed ice for him and kind of took care of him for a little while.
You saw that as you're in, didn't you? Like were like, this is it. This is when I'm going to make my move.
I've been in class for a while, and actually that happened to me a couple weeks ago, so I got it.
All right. Was he doing okay while you took care of him, or was he kind of messed up?
Yeah, no, he was fine. He actually kept telling me to, like, leave. I think that he was, a little embarrassed maybe from falling, but I just kept an eye on him and gave him some ice and all that stuff, and we were getting along pretty well. And then he asked me if I wanted to get drinks after class.
Nice.
Oh, that's
And did you
awesome.
say yes to that?
Yes, he's very cute, and honestly, I didn't feel very comfortable leaving him alone for hours after class, so keeping an eye on him that way.
That's a good way to. That's a good way to get a date. Just be like, "Hey, I have a head injury. If you leave me, I could die. Do you want to go to a bar and hang out? Because if you don't, and then I pass away, it's on your hands." Is that kind of? That's kind of how you felt about that. That's a good way to get a date.
Not exactly, but there was a layer of concern for sure.
Yeah, because there's nothing better to follow up a concussion than alcohol. How did drinks go?
It was great. We had really good conversation. We seemed to have a lot of the same interests beyond circus. There was a moment he went to the restroom and he was gone for a really long time. It was probably like 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's a long time to be in the bathroom.
Right.
No, not for a dude.
Just because of what had happened in class, I got nervous, so I asked a guy to go in and check on him, and he was totally fine.
And did he mention that the guy went to check on him?
Yeah, the guy I sent in there came out before Tim, and he told me that he was just taking like a really long,
Oh, so he was doing that.
On a
That's
first date?
weird to do when you hang out with somebody right away. Sometimes when you have to do it, you have no choice. But when you're in that situation as a guy, I know you definitely try to make it as quick as possible. Not pull out your phone and start playing a video game, and 20 minutes later you come back to the table.
It was 10. And if he hadn't have just fallen on his head, then I definitely wouldn't have even thought twice.
Right.
I was just concerned.
What did he say when he came out of the bathroom and he knew that you had sent in someone to check on him?
We didn't talk about it. It was an unspoken
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
embarrassment.
Especially because of what he was doing in there. And now you both know that he was taking it too.
But wouldn't everybody know you were taking it too if you spent 10 minutes inside of a public restroom? Like, what else?
Well,
what other options are there to do for 10 minutes?
He could be concussed. I don't know if he nodded off or something.
Yeah, under other circumstances, you'd know what he was doing. No. But if he hit his head and he wandered in there, then you're not sure. I get what you're saying.
And I would leave him be.
Yeah.
Right. I just don't get why he'd be embarrassed when it would be obvious what he was doing.
Because you don't want to be taking a dump on your first date.
Well, then don't go to the bathroom for 10 minutes. Make it quick.
I don't think he was expecting to go on a date after class.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like you guys had planned this date and he had a chance to clear everything out before heading out on the town with you. So why do you think he's not calling you back then?
Well, it's not even that he's not calling me back. We agreed that we would go out again after class, and he just hasn't been in class for the last week.
And how many classes have you guys had? Like 1, 2?
I was supposed to have seen him twice already, and he hasn't been in either class. And I've called him, and he hasn't called me back, but I just haven't seen him at all.
Wow.
And I don't know if he's just not into circus anymore, or if maybe his concussion took a bigger toll and he's taking some time off.
Let's find out. We're going to play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, awesome.
Okay, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update. If you're just joining us, Kayla is on the phone, and today she wants to call a guy named Tim. They met at circus class. Apparently, she's not actually trying to be in the circus, but she goes there for workouts. I guess it's a good workout to do these circus classes. But she met the guy when he accidentally fell off the trapeze and hit his head, and she was the one to help nurse him back to health. And then they actually went out for drinks right after that and enjoyed some good conversation and everything else. She said there was an awkward moment when he went to the bathroom for about 10 minutes. And she sent somebody to go in and check on him because he was gone for so long. She was concerned maybe he had a concussion or something, but he was just in there doing his business for a really long time. And it was awkward because now he knows that she knows exactly what he was doing. But she hasn't been able to get a hold of him. She's called him, and he hasn't shown up to circus class, so she thinks he might be ditching her. Kayla, are you ready for your second date update?
I am ready.
I do want to let you know for this one because it's a special case because he did hit his head. I actually called ahead and figured out what the reason is.
What?
Yeah. And
That
I'm
kinda
sorry to
ruins-
inform you. He has passed on.
No.
He is no longer with us because of hitting his head when he fell off the trapeze. His parents actually blame you, and they told me to expect a lawsuit and to have that on your conscience the rest of your life, okay? So thank you very much for the second date update. You have a good one, you murderer. All right. Ready to call him?
Well, I guess now I am.
Yeah, now any news is good news, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to dial this phone number right now.
Hello.
Hey, can I speak to Tim, please?
Yes, this is Tim.
Tim, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Good. Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio program. I'm calling you today because one of our listeners emailed us about you.
Okay.
Her name is Kayla. Kayla recently met you at a circus trapeze class kind of workout thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, Kayla emailed us because she said she really enjoyed meeting you, but also that she hasn't seen you at the circus class since you guys went out for drinks. So she asked if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
Oh, I'm sorry. She wants... What does she want?
She wants to know why you're not calling her back and also why you haven't shown up to the circus class. She feels like you're ditching her.
No, I'm not ditching her.
You aren't?
Really?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
mean, she's a cool girl, but I just haven't been going to class lately.
Is it because you hit your head?
How do you know about that?
I know because Kayla told us about it. She told us all about how she met you at the circus class and how you guys had drinks after. And I guess she's confused why you aren't showing up to class anymore and won't call her back because she really would like to see you again.
Wow, it's a little crazy. It's not like I blew her off.
But you understand how it would feel that way, especially since you guys made plans to go get drinks next time you had class together.
Well, it was more or less her idea. I don't necessarily remember if I committed to that, though.
Okay. So you didn't commit to seeing her again. Why haven't you shown up to class? Is it because she's there?
Well, it was, I have a very vague recollection of the whole night. It was very traumatic.
Really? Was it? Were you really injured very badly from falling off the trapeze?
Well, I mean, it was like a 10, 15-foot fall.
Dang.
And there were a lot of people concerned, Okay.
All right. Why don't you want to hang out with her again?
I don't know. She's a great girl. It's just that, there were some other things that kind of happened that night, that I didn't want to be misleading.
You don't want to be misleading? About what?
Just things happen, it's just kind of my business, my personal stuff.
Right. I don't want to get, too into your business. Is it something bad that you don't want to talk about?
It's not bad. This is just alarming, I'm just surprised that she would go through all of this to get a hold of me.
Right, so it's a lot of work. So is there anything that you could tell us? Anything, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you guys, it's just that a lot of people came up to me that night, and, there was another girl in the class who I had exchanged numbers with, and she expressed an interest in me, and while I was on the date with Kayla, I was getting text messages from this other girl.
Okay,
oh,
so so you're dating another girl from that circus class?
Well, I don't know if I would call it dating, and it's not just her. There was a couple other people in the class that I'm seeing right now.
Who knew you could slay so badly in a circus class?
Wow. You're dating a bunch of people from the circus class?
I'm going on a lot of dates with people that were concerned about me that night.
Oh my God.
So you're using... Hey, dude, you know what? I like your style. Use the head injury to score dates.
Well, it wasn't... I didn't do it on purpose or anything. It just kind of...
But you totally
for sure.
played it up once
why
you
not?
started getting hot chicks trying to take care of you.
Why not use the sympathy card? I get it.
Oh my gosh.
So you guys can understand now, it'd be weird for me to go back to circus class with all these women around that I'm seeing.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally get it. If you're dating everybody that's in the circus class that was concerned about you after you hit your head, I can understand you not wanting to go back there and get caught up in some sort of angry circus battle.
Don't block yourself.
Right, for your affection.
And I would totally call Kayla back. I just have to let everything run its course.
All right, cool. Well, you know what? You don't even need to wait to call her back because she's actually on the other line listening.
What? You're kidding me, right?
Tim, I was actually worried about you. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was more severe than it was that night. You weren't calling me back at all. I was worried.
Kayla, I appreciate your concern. You're very wonderful.
You really don't need to say those things.
Kayla, you're a really nice girl. I mean, you've obviously gone through all this trouble. I was just kind of, weighing my options.
I can't believe that you just wouldn't even call me back and let me know what was going on. I was actually concerned about you, and you let me believe that we had this great night, and I was expecting to hear back from you. You could have at least told me you weren't interested.
No, I am interested. It's just that,
No, you're not interested.
I am. It's just
no,
that
you're not.
Now...
It really doesn't matter anymore because I'm not interested in you.
Oh!
Tim, can I ask, are you being honest with all these women that you're dating that you're not, looking for a relationship?
I mean, it's not about being honest or anything. I'm just dating. It's just if they call me, I hang out, we go out with them. Not really.
I called you and you didn't call me back.
Well, I was going to call you back. Is it Friday? Are you available Friday, Kayla?
No, I'm not.
Slick.
How about Saturday?
No, I'm not available to go out with you ever.
Kayla, are you positive?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Because I have to ask him no matter what. Tim, would you like to go out on a second date with Kayla? She's not available this Friday or Saturday, like you said. But I will pay for another date for you guys to go out of your choosing.
Absolutely.
There you go, Kayla.
He sounds like he's a really wanted guy. I mean, there's got to be something cool about him, right?
Do you hear that, Kayla? I mean, do you really want to go out with someone that no one wants?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Kayla. He's in demand, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really not interested in any particular kind of douchebag.
Any particular? Okay, so
Sorry.
just no douchebags work for you at all?
No
All right.
douchebags work for me.
That's a
Okay,
pretty
sorry,
good
Tim.
line.
You could have got a date if you weren't a douchebag.
Okay, I take offense to that just because, I hit my head and girls came to my aid. I'm in high demand right now. I'm just capitalizing on this.
I like how the hitting your head was the best thing to ever happen to you, Tim.
It was, actually.
No, saying that makes you a douchebag.
All right, well, Tim, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry, Kayla.
It's all right, I don't care.
Kayla, thank you very much for agreeing to do the second date update and your email and everything.
course.
All right. And the next time somebody gets a head injury in your class, do not help them.
Just ignore them.
Yep. You've learned your lesson.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, suddenly people all over will start throwing themselves from a trapeze this weekend. That's right. If you missed today's second date update, it was a weird place to meet, but this girl, Kayla, met a guy named Tim at this circus class that she goes to, kind of uses a workout thing. He fell from the trapeze, hit his head. She felt bad for him. They went out. He wasn't calling her back. And the reason that he wasn't calling her back, he's suddenly dating, sounds like everybody in the circus class, because once he hit his head, all the girls in there were like, oh my God, are you okay? Here's my number. Call me if you need anything. And now he's been dating a bunch of girls.
Well-
Just basically girls that have taken pity on him from hitting his head in the trapeze class. Who knew that would work?
It's kind of genius because I've actually been to a trapeze class before, and the male to female ratio is really on your guys' side.
Yeah, I bet it is.
All the girls are like, oh, is he okay?
Suddenly, every dude that's listening is like Googling circus classes so that they can get on a trapeze and then hit their head, get a concussion. But hey, you get a concussion, but you still get a lot of dates. She, of course, didn't want to go out with him again because now he's dating everybody on the planet because he hit his head.
She'd do the same thing if the tables were turned.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest.
Remember, if you want a second date update, just email the show. We will call the person that didn't call you back. It is the radio segment that just started dating your grandma, Laser Stories. The segment where we read weird news stories from around the globe, just like every other radio show does, except we have a laser, and those other idiots don't. This first laser story is out of New York City. A woman named Simone Douglas took her service dog to a performance of Cats on Broadway recently. But during the opening number, Simone's dog got away and started chasing one of the cats.
That doesn't even sound like real life. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Who didn't see that coming?
Yes, one of the humans dressed as a cat. The dog was specifically going after one character, Bombalurina,
Oh, no.
who was played by an actress named Mackenzie Warren. Fortunately, an usher grabbed the dog as it took one final lunge at her and took it back to its owner before it actually got caught.
Oh, good.
Before it actually caught Mackenzie. A spokesperson from Cats said, quote, "In our storied history, this is the first time one of the cats was involved in an incident with a dog."
And like the worst service dog ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
seriously.
It must
Where's
be
your
one of those
training?
emotional support dogs.
Yeah, an
right?
emotional support animal. But you know, people that went to the theater were like, I love what they've done. This is so great. So realistic now.
Yeah.
This next laser story is out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. A 42-year-old guy named Daniel Helsel works as a paramedic. He's been a firefighter for 20 years and an EMT for 10. And the other day, he responded to a call about a woman who was going into labor. And he ended up delivering the baby in the back of the ambulance.
Hooray! What a
Awesome.
hero!
Yeah, right?
The mom and the baby are both doing fine.
Great.
Then later that day, a local news reporter was interviewing him about it, and his parents showed up in the middle of that interview with a cake because it also happened to be his birthday.
What?
Wow, best day
Oh my
ever.
God, he delivered a baby on his birthday.
Cool.
Yeah,
They
but-
have to name the baby after him at this point.
That's also not all. They talked to the reporter about the day Daniel was born, and it turns out he was also born in the back of an ambulance on that very same day 42 years ago.
Double rainbow. Oh, my God.
Oh my God, was Daniel just reborn?
He
His,
delivered himself?
yeah, his dad told the story about how a state trooper helped deliver him, and he said he was like a guardian angel. Now, 4 decades later, Daniel got to do the same thing.
Wow.
Cool.
Sounds made up. I think they're making it up.
Who cares?
Do
I
some
love
fact
it.
checking.
It's too cool.
This next laser story is out of Sparks, Nevada. A 27-year-old woman named Sabra Booley was apparently high on MDMA recently and driving the wrong way down the highway.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So she's doing things wrong.
Someone called the cops, and when they got there, they found Sabra had driven her car off the road onto a hill, and she'd gotten out to dance on the roof.
It's a Party because I said so.
Oh my god.
But once cops started approaching, she tried to get away. Not in her car, though.
No.
Nope. That would have made way too much sense. She tried to get away on a child's scooter. Don't know where she got that.
Found a scooter.
Who knows?
This is like a weird party, man.
The cops quickly caught up with her and arrested her by using their loudspeaker to pull her over on the scooter.
Good.
Just, hey, stop. Okay, I guess you got me. She was hit with several charges, including drug-related DUI, possession of a controlled substance, and destruction of property. Afterwards, Sabra told the local TV reporter that she was just trying to have some fun, and she thinks dancing on car roofs should be legalized. That's not really why they arrested you.
No, I don't think she got it.
Cops are always coming after you for dancing on car roofs. But you were high on MDMA driving the wrong way on the freeway, too.
That has nothing to do
Doesn't
with
matter. I was on my way to a rooftop car dancing party. They should be okay with that. This next laser story is out of the secret layer of snack food. Just last night, a Twitter user who goes by the name Junk Blaster
Oh god. You're doing something right in the world right now, Junk Blaster.
leaked some serious snack food scoop. He told his followers that the rumors are true. There really is going to be a chocolate peanut butter pie Oreo.
Oh my goodness.
According to his post, Junk Blaster says the cookie halves taste like graham crackers, which is a nod to typical pie crusts.
Oh, yeah.
And the inside is half and half swirl of peanut butter and chocolate cream.
Oh my gosh.
As at Junk Blaster notes, this isn't the first time Oreo has made a chocolate peanut butter cookie.
Yeah, right.
There's the classic peanut butter Oreo from 2012 and the beloved Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Oreo from 2014.
Oh, I never got on the Reese's bandwagon one. I didn't know that.
So
Missing
far,
out in life.
so far, Oreo hasn't responded to confirm or deny the new flavor yet, but we'll keep you updated on this story.
God, I wonder how he got a leak inside the Oreo business.
Every time we have one of these stories and laser stories, I'm just surprised that there are so many blogs and online forums for
lot.
snack foods.
foods. Big time.
This next laser story is out of Traffic World. When you're 10 or 12 cars back at a red light, you want everybody in front of you to pull up as far as they can so you'll make it through the next green light.
Yeah.
You might even get angry if they don't close the distance. I get so upset about this. But a new study found all that rage is pointless. It actually makes no difference how close the cars are to the car in front of them.
How?
What?
Researchers at Virginia Tech wanted to know the optimal distance between cars, if you want as many as possible, to make it through a light when it turns green. So they tried a bunch of different distances and found that it basically doesn't matter.
Really?
Did they find that the only thing that does matter is that people aren't looking at their cell phone and actually paying attention to when the light actually turns green?
Yeah. They say when the cars are almost bumper to bumper, they were all closer to the intersection, but it took longer for each car to accelerate because they had to wait for the car in front of them to move first. Then researchers also tried it about a foot between cars, 6 feet between cars, and even 25 feet between cars. And just as many people got through every time.
What?
But you're right, though. It all comes down to paying attention. Usually a person that leaves that much space in front of them isn't paying attention because somebody moved up and then they're sitting there on their phone. That's why when I'm at a red light, I just honk the whole time until it turns green. It keeps people looking ahead.
Stay woke.
Yep. That should actually be a marketing campaign
For driving.
for driving.
traffic.
Stay woke. This next laser story is out of Holiday Headquarters.
Yay.
Christmas is on a Monday this year, so according to the calendar and also basic math, New Year's Day is also on a Monday. And here's the big question. During that week in between, do you have to go to work?
No, no one should have to go to work.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what your religion is.
Just give everyone time
And
off.
nobody's doing anything that last week of the year anyway.
The last week of the year is a throwaway week.
It's all Christmas prep and
Well,
everything.
according to a new survey, the odds are your answer is yes. 18% of people say that they're working the entire week.
Oh, man.
33% are taking the whole week off. And everybody else is going to work at least some of those days.
You gotta make
I'm
money
sorry,
still.
guys. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But even though the majority of people will have time off that week, it doesn't mean that they'll stop working. 64% of people will check in with work or at least check their email when they're off between Christmas and New Year's.
That's just for a distraction from their family.
Yeah, they're just like,
That's the only reason they're doing that.
sorry guys, I have to
Yeah.
go work.
Yeah.
Or why are you on your phone the whole time? You playing Candy Crush or something?
yeah.
No, sorry, super important.
Yeah.
You're a barista at Starbucks. What could-
Yeah.
well, they're thinking about creating a new flavor. I gotta jump on this call real quick.
Owners are
My
emailing.
husband tried to pull that the other night, and I walked behind him just to go to the kitchen. I'm like, "You're on ESPN, dude. You're not doing work, you big fat liar."
So you don't understand though.
Yeah.
If I win this fantasy league, we could retire. The survey also found that 35% of people are going to end the year without using all of their vacation time.
Oh.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that never use their vacation.
Use it, people.
Yeah.
The main reason is that they say they have too much work to do, so they can't use all their vacation.
Yeah.
That's not. My mom always tries to pull that too. Like, that's not true. People can get work done without you there. Believe it or not, you're not that important.
No, sorry.
Oh, that's messed up.
But it's
And those people that
true.
don't use all their vacation days always like to make sure they point it out. Like,
Oh God.
I had 2 more weeks of vacation, but I just
Right?
couldn't use it.
Those are the kids that never missed a day of school.
Yeah. This guy takes vacation all the time.
Yeah.
His life's a vacation. I made my life a vacation. That's the turtle humping a shoe, which means that Laser Stories has come to an end for the day. We'll do it again same time on Monday. 60 seconds away from your shock collar question of the day. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning, but first, everybody knows that feeling when you open up a present on Christmas only to be disappointed by the sad excuse for a gift that you find inside the box.
Yeah.
At that moment, you have a choice. Do you pretend that you really like it and lie? Do you become a liar in that moment? Or are you honest and admit that you hate it and tell them they should go back to the store and try again?
Whoa, I don't think that's an option at all.
I don't know if it's really that unthoughtful. I say they
I say,
deserve it.
Go for
No.
it.
Yeah.
They clearly don't know who you are, and why are
Yeah.
they even getting you a gift in the first place if they can't figure it out automatically? Luckily, most people are kind enough to say thanks and then hide their true emotions, but it turns out the exact words you say are very important when you want to deliver something convincing.
Oh, okay.
A new study came out revealing what we really mean when we open unwanted Christmas gifts. For example, if somebody says, "Oh, wow, thanks so much,"
Yeah.
that really means, "Oh, wow, that's a terrible present. You obviously don't know me."
Oh, wow. I was shocked. And then I managed to throw in a thank you
Yeah.
at the end of that.
The wow is for like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow,
Sarcastic.
really? But oh, wow.
Look at this.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
how did you know I wanted that? That
Really?
That really means, why would you think I wanted that?
Oh.
Or that's so thoughtful really means, I can tell you put a lot of thought into this, but honestly, would have preferred something better.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can see that
sad.
one. Like, oh, at least you were thinking.
Yeah. It turns out the best thing to say to somebody, according to their research, is, I've actually been saving for one of those.
Ooh, that would be a huge compliment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what if it's a really small present? Like
Hey.
if it's like a coffee cup and you're
Dang,
like,
bro.
I've really been saving for one of
Dang,
those.
bro,
Like,
you're poor.
Yeah, just like, damn, I should have just got you some cash
Yeah.
then.
yeah.
And you can't do that to every gift. You know, at a certain point, it's like,
I've
okay.
been saving for this too. Like everything.
And I guess that means that you genuinely wanted the gift if you say that, but you have to use it wisely. All right, let's get into the shot caller question of the day. Young Jeffrey has come in studio with a hat full of names. We'll draw a name out of the hat to see who will put on the shock collar today. They're asked a trivia question. If they get it right, they don't get shocked. Jeff does because he asked a terrible question. If they get it wrong, they get shocked to the song that you want us to sing. Text in at 78592. What song do you want to hear from the person who gets shocked today? I'm drawing a name out of the hat because I had the shock collar last, and I got... It says Jubal, plug Enumclaw Chalet Theater flag. So I got myself, and yeah, make sure you come check out.
Yeah.
Check me out in Enumclaw at the Chalet Theater on Saturday, this weekend, tomorrow.
Tomorrow
You can
night.
get tickets at uglytickets.com. That's a terrible plug, but I was thrown off by the nickname. All right.
They threw the plug at you. You're
Yeah.
like, what?
I've got the shot collar. I'm putting it on. Jeff, please read me the shock collar question of the day.
The website delish.com did some research and found the top items that are served at holiday parties around the country. And they found the number one dinner food served at a sit-down holiday meal is turkey, which beat out ham. The number one drink at holiday gatherings is eggnog. The top candy is candy canes. But what is the number one food served at holiday parties with over 7 billion of these consumed every year?
7 billion of these.
Party. And I mean, like cheese and crackers, obviously.
There's always a cheese plate at every party.
There's always cheese, crackers. Chips. Are chips a holiday party thing?
Yeah.
Would that be so weird? Over 7 billion chips served over the holidays?
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like the way he worded the end of it, it just sounds strange.
But is that why he worded it that way? Because they're small chips, they
Each
could
chip
add up.
considered an individual thing.
Who is counting all the chips, you guys?
Well, if it's averaging 200 bags
I
or
mean,
something.
people may count the bags, but I don't think people are counting individual chips.
I can just see someone counting one.
What about like pigs in a blanket or hot wings, like
I was
chicken
thinking
wings.
hot wings.
Oh my gosh! I just had it.
Mm-hmm.
It's only served at holiday parties. It's the best part of any holiday party. Little Smokies, the little wieners.
Yeah, little Smokies
Are those
good.
at holiday parties?
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
for
only
sure.
at holiday parties.
They're
and
at that and white trash Super Bowl parties.
I feel like I've only had. Well, I was gonna say I feel like I've only had them at Super Bowl parties. I've never had them at a holiday
well,
party.
there you go, though. But if you're sharing a meal at the Super Bowl, those always are, like chicken
Cookies.
wings.
What about cookies? Holiday parties. They got cookies, right?
Yeah,
That's more of a dessert,
I just got
though.
invited to a cookie exchange on my block because my neighbors are awesome.
I hate your neighborhood so much because of that. Read the question one more time, Jeff.
The website delish.com did some research and found the top items that are served at holiday parties around the country. And they found the number one food served at a sit-down holiday meal is turkey. Number one drink at holiday gatherings is eggnog. Top candies, candy canes. But what's the number one food served at holiday parties with over 7 billion consumed every year?
Okay, you said sit down. Holiday. I don't think.
No,
Philly.
sit down was turkey. This is just a holiday gathering.
Okay.
Like
Casual.
meatballs, I think would be a really good choice.
Yeah, see, that's going along with a little smoky.
But none of these are very holiday themed.
That's what I'm thinking.
Is the
yeah.
only problem.
Well, turkey's are
Turkey,
holiday
ham.
themed.
Yeah, turkey. You only have it during the holidays. When in the summer on August are you roasting a turkey?
Every
Going
weekend.
to the fair, you get a turkey leg. I'm saying.
Man's okay.
This is a good one.
I'm just gonna go with the Smokies, the little Smokies, because you guys both got excited about that one. I'm gonna go with Little Smokies, Little Smoky.
Like meatballs.
According to the website delish.com, the number one food served at sit-down holiday meals is turkey. Number one drink is eggnog. Top candies, candy canes. And the number one food served at holiday parties with over 7 billion consumed every year because no matter the occasion, everybody loves a good appetizer, particularly a shrimp appetizer.
Shrimp? Really?
A good shrimp cocktail at a Christmas
Yeah.
party.
So simple.
That seems right.
All right, I got it
Dang it.
wrong, and Jeff just handed me the lyrics to the Little Drummer Boy. Okay, so I'll sing that before I get shocked. Here we go. Come, they told me, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, our newborn king to see, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum-pum. I don't think the shot collar's on. There we go. Our finest gifts to bring.
I really feel like that's your
That's
song,
my
man.
jam.
Yeah, that is Jubal Christmas.
Moving 92.5.
As you may know, Brooke's streak is getting out of control.
Yeah, it is.
And a lot of us in studio would love to see her lose because this thing is now at going for 53 wins in a row.
Yeah, it's awesome, you guys.
So today, we're doing all Star Wars trivia.
Shut up.
Throw her off.
Are you
Right?
being serious?
Brooke knows nothing about Star Wars.
You better be
She
joking.
knows nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So, in order to get your 53rd win in a row,
Fair.
all Star Wars stuff.
I've never even seen a full Star Wars movie.
Oh, here comes
Yep,
Dave.
this is going to be bad.
I mean, Star Trek I'd have a better chance at.
Ooh.
Well, if you get this one right, then we'll do Star Trek
Maybe.
tomorrow or Monday or whatever it is.
Guys, come on.
We're not doing that now.
Oh.
It's regular trivia.
Sorry, we had to mess with these.
I thought you were being serious.
And you're gonna
Like, what's his name? Boba Fett or something.
That's all you know.
Yeah.
I think it's like Boba Fett, not Bubba
Yeah,
Fat.
What?
Bubba Fett. That's like a guy from the South.
Yeah, that's a dude in Kent's nickname.
BB
Yeah,
Rexa.
my buddy Bubba Fett.
Dude in Kent.
I was figuring Kent or Spanaway, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
like,
I guarantee you Bubba
whatever.
Fett's in that area somewhere. Text in 78592 if you know Bubba Fett.
Or if you are Bubba.
Yeah, Bubba, if you listen, dude, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Text in.
Freaked me out, guys.
You're going to be playing Ann from Everett. What's up, Ann?
Hey, how are you guys doing this morning?
Not too bad. How are you?
Were you excited about the Star Wars possibility?
Again, I would have preferred Star Trek too, actually. But
Okay,
Star Wars I
there we
can
go.
do.
Okay.
Star Wars I can do.
All right. Well, we're going to send Brooke out of the studio. And the game is played like this. You got 30 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. If you don't know one, just say pass. And you have to beat Brooke outright to win, okay?
Got it. Thanks.
Ready?
Mhm.
Okay, well, good. That's what you should be before we start the game, silly. All right, here we go. Your time starts now. The highest grossing film of 2017 was what live-action Disney remake?
I'll pass.
Which state has the official nickname the Sunflower State?
Kansas.
They're called seeing eye dogs when they're used for the blind. What do you call service dogs that help the deaf?
Hearing dogs.
Electric Christmas lights were introduced by what famous inventor?
Edison.
In order to be labeled calorie-free, the FDA allows a maximum of how many calories?
0.
Okay, we'll bring Brooke back into the studio. So, Ann, what do you do for a living?
I write children's stories.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Anything published that we'd know? Well, I wouldn't know because I'm not exactly reading a lot of children's stories, but
Don't lie. Yeah, you
okay,
are.
yeah, I am every day.
They might be appropriate for you, but they skew with a bit of science in them. So.
Oh, that I wouldn't be able to read those as a child or today. All right, Brooke has got her headphones on. You ready?
Yes.
All right, your time starts now. The highest grossing film of 2017 was what live-action Disney remake?
Beauty and the Beast.
Which state has the official nickname the Sunflower State?
Arkansas.
They are called seeing eye dogs when used for the blind. What do you call service dogs for the deaf?
Guide dogs.
Electric Christmas lights were introduced by what famous inventor?
Pass.
In order to be labeled calorie-free, the FDA allows a maximum of how many calories?
0.5.
What household brand has the slogan, the quicker picker-upper?
Swiffer.
Got that in on time. Let's send it on over to the scoreboard and see how you guys did with Jose
You ever think about doing radio?
Bolaños.
Before, once or twice. Ann, you did pretty good today. You got 3 correct.
Ooh, that's good, Ann.
Wow.
Yeah, normally if you can get over 2. Brooke, you got in an extra question.
And
And only 1!
Oh,
the streak.
The streak is over.
oh my God, it ended.
We didn't even need Star Wars to help us.
The only question I got right was Swiffer.
Wow, not even that one, no.
Swiffer, the quicker picker upper. Bounty.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Brooke's streak is stopped at
Oh,
52
man.
wins.
It was a good run, though,
Sorry.
guys.
It was a mental game. We threw her off with
You
the Star
did.
Wars.
Yeah.
I was freaking out about Star Wars, man.
By the time you get up to this 50-second win to tie your streak,
Yeah.
we're gonna be like every radio show when they're really past their prime. They'll be, like we'll be
Yeah.
60 and they'll be photoshopping our pictures to look like we're still 28.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a long time before this streak is ever this big again. But
Oh, man.
I'm
That was
disappointed.
good, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I
I'm proud
really
of you.
did.
congratulations to both you guys. That's
Yeah.
huge to get 52 in a row. And
Yeah,
also,
crazy.
and you won $200 because
Yes.
Wonderful.
the prize money was higher since Brooke's streak was so big.
Oh, gosh, I didn't know anything this time. Okay,
Let's
give
go
it to me.
Go over the answers. The highest grossing film of 2017 was Beauty and the Beast. Which state has the official nickname the Sunflower State? Kansas.
Oh,
For the blind, they're seeing eye dogs. For the deaf, they're hearing ear dogs. Electric Christmas lights were introduced by Thomas Edison. In order to be labeled calorie-free, the FDA allows a maximum of 5 calories.
Isn't that weird?
What household
Bull
brand
crap.
has the slogan, the quicker picker-upper? Bounty.
Bounty.
And congratulations.
Took down the giant.
And
Ann, are you
Yes, I'm still here.
yeah, she gets a lot of money, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple
$200 bucks. All right, and we'll play Winbrook's Bucks. A much more tamed, toned down version of it. Same time on Monday.
Moving 92.5.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, hi.
Merry Christmas, almost.
Thank you.
Santa baby, I'll follow you back up the chimney. Hee hee.
Oh, no.
I've been an awful bad boy. Santa baby, you won't escape from Sagey tonight.
Oh,
Run, Santa.
Santa baby, I set a trap way up on the roof for you. Then drag you back in the house. Santa baby, we'll both be eating Rudolph tonight.
This is like too low, man.
Reindeer ribs. Does everybody like a good reindeer rib?
How dare you?
So moist.
Both of you need to stop. That is Rudolph.
Falls right off the bone.
Oh my good lord.
Hi everybody, it's Sage Willowbrook.
You are sick.
And I am very prepared for Santa Claus's visit this year. I've booby-trapped the lawn, the windows, the basement. So if old Saint Nick tries to surprise me, I'll surprise him first. I'm very good at surprising people.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
I'm gonna be ho hungry on Christmas.
Oh.
Maybe you'll come over for a nice holiday feast at my place.
Okay, let's wrap this up, Sage. We
Remember,
get it.
Young Jeffrey sings his song of the week coming up at 8:10 today. And thank you for letting me sing to you at this time every Friday.
Yeah,
Destroy our holiday. It's fine.
Loser Line is coming up next. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning.